Welcome back to the Dome. This is the MansionPoker.com Poker Dome Challenge. Here's where we stand. Dennis Waterman, he's won 66,000 chips the last hand. Takes him to 143, more than double that of Danny Perez. Ralph Bell still above the 50,000 mark. Gary Wilson's gone. Gromolkova is gone. And Waterman is in a position now where, Michael, I would have to think he can start to be a table bully.
He has nearly half the chips on the table. And I think Dennis Waterman, with all his decades of experience, will recognize when he can push around the other guys. And he also, though, will not recklessly throw away chips.
Right.
I think he's going to be a very tough front runner.
Quite that hard. Just old habits.
So 4 players fighting it out for 1 seat.
Fold.
Player 5 folds.
Buccellato on the button. If he plays this hand,
Player 6 folds.
okay, he folds it, but if he plays it, he needs to raise, even though it's a 6 high. This is the time in the tournament where free flops are going to be few and far between.
Waterman by default. And again, and something we've seen over the course of this tournament is players not recognizing the value of a hand in a short-handed game.
Very different, 4-handed versus 6-handed.
Fold.
I would suspect Bell recognizes the value of that hand.
Right, 10,000.
And Bell tries to put in the absolute minimum raise. He shorted the pot by a couple chips. Our astute dealing team caught that. And Barry, the blinds now are Mr. Perez and Mr. Buccellato, and I'd like to take this opportunity to say I like seeing a couple of gentlemen coming to the poker table in suits and ties.
Looks good, doesn't it?
They look great.
Oh, 6,000.
Bell's going to call with a queen-jack suited. Waterman likely will engage him. There's a lot of good hands out here. Waterman says nope. I think Waterman thinks he's got a pretty good read on Bell, and he may. So 3 to the flop, 9, jack 6.
Fantastic flop for Bell.
Boy, was it. I'll say.
Top pair, flush draw.
10,000.
Now, what does Buccellato do here? He folds. So Bell wins back-to-back hands, picks up 12,000 chips in the process here. Well, Michael, now it's really going to get serious. The blind's up to 5,000 and 10,000. Not much room for mistakes anymore.
Bad timing for Buccellato, down to 31,000. Every time he gets involved, it probably is going to mean all his chips.
Bell with an 8-9.
Oh.
Lets it go to Waterman.
And that's one of the advantages of having that huge stack. Nobody wants to get involved with you. Carefully avoiding the guy who can send you out the door.
Exactly.
Buccellato's picked up a great hand here.
Waterman could challenge him.
You're all in for 31.
Oh.
And Waterman already has 5,000 in, so it would actually cost 26,000 more, but he's got a whole bunch of extra chips. He's not getting great odds here. It's close to 2 to 1.
He is going to call. And Perez, of course, will let these two fight it out. So Buccellato with an opportunity now to kind of get himself righted a little bit.
And Buccellato is about a 2 to 1 favor. Oh, great flop for him.
Makes him a huge favorite.
Buccellato will win this hand, double through, and take a nice chunk out of Waterman's towering stack.
Absolutely. So that is big for Buccellato. That will get him way back now, all the way to 72,000. Waterman dropped 31,000 chips on that to put him at 117,000.
And I think Sal has just turned a new page in his poker life.
No
He
question.
watched that all in. He didn't turn his back.
No, that's right. That's right.
The superstitious curse has been broken.
Lifted.
Oh,
Player 1 folds.
pass.
Player 3 folds.
Perez
30,000, sir.
pots it
Player
up.
5 raises to 30.
And, you know, he's the only player thus far, Barry, who has not moved all in yet. And this just about gets all his chips involved.
Well, he's going to take this down without really having to do very much. Well, if you're going to be in the Las Vegas area, you too can be sitting right here at the Poker Dome, just like these folks. You can be a part of our studio audience by logging on to the MansionPoker.com homepage. When you get there, you go to the studio audience button. You can get tickets for future MansionPoker.com Poker Dome Challenge show right here at the Poker Dome in historic downtown Las Vegas. And it is interesting, too. It's a few laughs and giveaways. You have to watch guys like Dennis Waterman try to earn a seat at $1 million qualifying table.
Buccellato should pot it up again. There he goes.
Player 6 raises to 30.
Now let's see what Bell does here. He needs 7.
Already has 10,000 in, but it would require 20,000 more, and he makes the fold. Sal Buccellato's back.
Indeed he is. At the 72,000 chips.
He described himself as a player, Buccellato did, who is part instincts, part numbers. And he's demonstrated to me tonight that he's got a pretty good grasp of both of those aspects.
Yeah.
Fold.
Player 6 folds.
Make it 10,000.
He said make it 10. You have to make it a total of 20.
He said make it 10,000.
Said make it 10,000.
It's a call.
Our tournament director, Matt Savage, has ruled that Bell's verbal declaration means he's just calling the big blind of 10,000 chips.
Waterman has just caught a pair.
And Waterman is very glad that that's what he did, because Waterman now has top pair. And I'm not sure he would have seen this flop if Bell had in fact raised.
That's 18.
He puts the onus right back on Ralph Bell, who throws it away. Waterman will get something back here.